Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dee with Top Notch Designs, and today we are going to go over how to fix a seam. So here we have this seam on this jacket here that is open. Now as you can see, this is not a top stitched zipper. This is an inseam zipper. And to do this without opening up the zipper here, we're going to go through the pocket. So we clearly can't go through this pocket because it's sewn into the seam here. So we're going to go through our chest pocket here. So we're going to go ahead, and to do that, we're going to open up the chest pocket. We're going to open up the seam here. So you grab your seam ripper and you just remove the stitches. And you don't need to open up the entire pocket, just enough to pull the jacket kind of inside out. So we are going to just open this up and gently take these stitches out with your seam ripper so that you don't rip a hole in your fabric. So we went through the first layer of stitching. Now we're going to go through the second layer. And this is fairly easy this is a fairly easy repair to do on your jacket. So if this ever happens, you could do this without having to take it to a tailor if you're a sewer, if you're a sewist and you sew. This is extremely easy. Now, if you're not, I advise that you take it to a tailor and have them do it so that you don't botch your jacket or ruin your coat in any way, shape, or form. So we're just going to open up this seam. And the beauty of going through the pocket is because you can close the seam up and it'll appear as if you never fixed or did anything to your garment. It'll be like new. So now there's a piece of extra fabric here that I am going to cut off because this holds the pocket to the jacket. We can sew that back down later, or you can leave it as is. I like to just leave it as is because it's easy. Now, what we're going to do, well, first let's change our thread because this is not the right color. We don't want turquoise on our machine. So we're going to find the color that matches, which appears to be this color, blue. So we're going to go ahead and rethread our machine with the proper color blue. Now, this is to fix this, and ideally I can use black thread because you're not going to see it anyway. But I'm going to use the blue thread because I prefer to use the color that is actually on the jacket. So let me get a blue bobbin. We have our blue bobbin. Now I'm going to also take all these extra threads that I unraveled and take them out so that they're not on there. Okay, so now we're going to take the faceplate off of your machine so that you can fit your jacket in there. So now we're going to take our jacket and see where this seam is out. We're going to stick our hand in this hole. We're going to grab this area and we're going to pull it through the hole. Now that it's pulled through the hole, you can see where the stitching came out here. We are going to just stitch that back down. Easy as that. So we're just going to take it here on our machine and we are going to stitch that part back down. So, and you want to have this part facing down on the feed dog so that it'll feed properly. Because this is a smooth foot, if you try to do it the other way, then it's just going to get stuck underneath the machine, and you don't want that. So we're going to go ahead and start back stitch. And we're just going to go there and stitch back over that area that came undone. I'm going to go a little bit further so that it doesn't do it again. And then we're going to look at it on this side to make sure that we caught it, and we did. Now we're going to pull it back through, and voila, we fixed that seam. It's nice and beautiful, it's secure, it's not coming undone. So now we need to close the pocket back up. Now you can sew this down with blue thread. I am not going to, because I don't feel like we want it to look like it was never repaired. So we're going to change the thread again, and we're going to change it to black. So we took our bobbin out and replaced it with a black bobbin, and then we're going to take our thread out, and we are going to replace it with a black thread. And we're going to close that pocket up. That way it'll look professional and nice and neat. We want it to kind of look like it's never been touched. So we do it this way. If you don't care what it looks like, you can use whatever thread was on your machine, because it is the pocket and no one's going to see it. However, I like for mine to look as professional as possible. So I put my plate back on. You don't have to put this back on. I just put it back on because it almost gives it like a tiny table. So we're going to just fold this in. Now, I'm going to turn it inside out and close it as much as possible on this side. And back stitch. I'm going to close it as much as possible before I have to close the tiny hole, because I want this to not, again, we want it to look like it's never been opened and that it was done wherever it was made to begin with. So we want it to look real nice. And once you get to where you can't close it anymore, you want to back stitch and lock those threads. We're going to cut that off. And then we're going to push it through, and now the hole is a little bit tinier instead of how big I had it. And now we can just close that little piece up there, and we can go ahead and top stitch it over closed. And you want to close it as close to the edge. That's it. And you want it very small area. And there you have it. Now our pocket is closed, and we're going to trim off our excess pieces of thread, and there you have it. Your pocket is closed, and your seam is now fixed professionally and looks nice and as if it was never anything wrong with it. Now we are going to take out these tiny little extra pieces of thread that was on there from the old thread, because you want it to look, again, professional. Alright, there you have it. That is all for this quick sewing tutorial on how to fix a seam that's sewn from the inside and not top stitched. You can go through the pocket so that you don't have to turn around and open the entire zipper up to fix that area, because no one likes to take an entire zipper apart just to get into a area to fix. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a top-notch day. Goodbye for now.